Welcome to Brain Bites, your quick dose of science and strategies for an unshakable brain. I'm your host, Dr. Kylie, and in the next few minutes, you'll get a sharp insight to feed your brain. All right, let's dig in. What do all high achievers have in common? You might think it's talent or intelligence or even motivation. But according to world-renowned psychologist Dr. Angela Duckworth, it's none of these things. It's one four-letter word. Grit. Grit. Grit is the combination of passion and perseverance. It's the ability to stay committed to your goals out over the long haul, even when things get hard, but especially when things get hard. The best part? Grit can be learned. Talent gets you started. Intelligence opens doors, but grit is what keeps you in the room when everyone else has left. Dr. Duckworth's research shows that grit is a better predictor of success than IQ, natural ability, or even a socioeconomic background. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about refusing to give up when things get difficult and staying in love with the work long enough to see it through. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who've built something meaningful, who've mastered their craft, may even have created lasting impact. Chances are they're not the most naturally gifted. They're the ones who kept showing up, day after day, year after year, even when progress was slow, even when it wasn't glamorous, even when no one was watching. That's grit. But here's what most people misunderstand. Grit isn't about grinding yourself into the ground. It's not about hustle culture or even ignoring burnout. Grit is sustainable commitment. It's passion, genuine love for what you're doing, combined with perseverance, the discipline to keep going even when the passion fades temporarily. Because passion alone isn't enough. Passion is what gets you excited at the beginning, but perseverance is what carries you through the middle, when the excitement wears off and the real work begins. Perseverance alone isn't enough either. If you're persevering through something you don't actually care about, you'll burn out. You gotta have both. Passion gives you direction. Perseverance gives you endurance. The science backs this up. Dr. Duckworth's studies show that people with high grit scores are more likely to complete difficult tasks, stay in challenging careers, and achieve long-term goals, not because they're more talented, but because they don't quit. And the beautiful thing, grit is trainable. You build grit the same way you build muscle, through consistent practice, small challenges, and learning to tolerate discomfort without giving up. Every time you push through something hard and come out on the other side, your brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with resilience. You are literally rewiring yourself to become grittier. So if you've ever felt like you're naturally not talented enough, not smart enough, or not motivated enough, I have good news for you. You don't need to be. You just need grit. And grit is something you can build starting today. So here's your weekly challenge. This week, identify one area where you've been tempted to quit. Maybe it's a skill you've been learning that feels harder than you expected. Maybe it's a project that's taking longer than you thought. Maybe it's a goal that's lost some of its initial excitement. Instead of quitting or pushing harder, ask yourself 2 questions. 1, do I still care about this? That's the passion check. 2, am I willing to keep going even when it's hard? That's the perseverance check. If the answer is yes to both, commit to one small action this week that moves you forward. Not a massive leap, just one step. And when it gets hard, and it will, remind yourself this is where grit is built. This is where I become unshakable. You're not training for talent, you're training for endurance. And that's what wins in the long run. Finishing off with our unshakable brain fact. Grit isn't something you push through. It's neurologically linked to your brain's ability to delay gratification. People with higher grit scores show greater activation in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for long-term planning and self-control. This means that when you practice perseverance, you're literally strengthening the part of your brain that helps you resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term goals. Grit rewires your brain for success. Holy moly, did I need to hear that today. I hope you did too. If you've enjoyed these brain bites and our full episodes happening on Tuesdays, please share this podcast on your social media. Give us a review on your favorite podcast listening app. And if you haven't checked out the brain DNA test yet, go to unshakablebrain.ai. If you are a practitioner interested in adding this into your toolkit, it's free for you to join. Go to unshakablebrain.a/expert. I'm Dr. Kylie. Merry Christmas, and I will see you next week.